So guys, if you are targeting NABARD Grade A 2025 examination, this video is specifically for you guys, where you will be getting to understand about the different aspects of questions that have been asked in our economic and social issues topic of the NABARD grade examination. Because meरिट सेक्शन कंसिस्ट ऑफ 100 मार्क्स और उन 100 मार्क्स में से 40 मार्क्स ईएसआई से आते हैं। तो किस तरह के क्वेश्चंस आए हैं, क्या सिर्फ स्कीम्स पूछ रहा है, क्या रिपोर्ट्स पूछ रहा है, क्या वो एग्रीकल्चर करंट अफेयर्स पूछ रहा है, क्या वो ईएसआई करंट अफेयर्स पूछ रहा है, और किस तरह के सवाल वो आपसे पूछ रहा है दोस्तों। तो इस चीज को अंडरस्टैंड करना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। और आज की इस वीडियो में हम 23 और 24 के एग्जाम को जब सॉल्व करेंगे आपके साथ, तो इसी चीज को ही आपके साथ यहाँ पे अंडरस्टैंड करेंगे। पर बिफोर वी प्रोसीड विद द वीडियो गाइस, अगर आप इस साल के नाबार्ड ग्रेड 2025 एग्जामिनेशन को टारगेट कर रहे हैं दोस्तों, और इस पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम पे आपको लग रहा है कि मुझे कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव सॉल्यूशन मिल जाए, जहां पे क्लासेस भी मिल जाए, मैं टीचर्स के साथ इंटरेक्ट कर सकूं, मुझे कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव मटेरियल मिल जाए दोस्तों, तो आप हमारे फेज 1 प्लस फेज 2 लाइव क्रैश कोर्स के साथ जुड़ सकते हैं, जहां पे आपको करंट अफेयर्स की लाइव क्लासेस भी मिलेंगे दोस्तों। ठीक है जी, ईएसआई स्कीम्स रिपोर्ट्स that will be covered here, solved PYQs मिलेंगे, कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव करंट अफेयर्स मटेरियल मिलेगा, चैप्टर वाइज टेस्ट मिलेंगे, और यहाँ पे आपको फुल लेंथ टेस्ट मिलेंगे। एंड इफ यू आर अ स्टूडेंट जिसको लग रहा है कि नहीं मैंने तैयारी की हुई है, मुझे सिर्फ देखना है क्या मैंने एग्जीक्यूशन पे मेरा कमांड सही है नहीं, तो यू गाइस कैन गो विद अवर टेस्ट सीरीज। ठीक है जी, जहां पे आपको सॉल्व PYQs, चैप्टर वाइज टेस्ट मिलेंगे, सेक्शनल टेस्ट मिलेंगे, प्लस फुल लेंथ टेस्ट मिलेंगे फॉर योर preparation. Okay, so you guys can avail these specific benefits by going to the website of EduTap, that is www.edutap.in. So now guys, let's begin with the solving of the paper of ESI for 2023 and 2024. So wishing you all the best guys. एंड तक देखिए, बिकॉज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है दोस्तों हर चीज को समझना कि किस तरह के क्वेश्चन है। ठीक है जी, चलिए आज की इस वीडियो में दोस्तों हम लोग क्या करेंगे, 2023 नाबार्ड ग्रेड ए इकोनॉमिक एंड सोशल इश्यूज फेज 1 जो है हमारा, उसके बारे में डिस्कस करेंगे दोस्तों, जहां पे इस वीडियो में हम पूरे क्वेश्चंस को सॉल्व करेंगे और एक आइडिया लेंगे, एक ओवरव्यू लेंगे कि जैसे 2023 और 2024 का एग्जामिनेशन है तो क्या चेंजेस हमने ऑब्जर्व की हैं, किस तरह का एग्जामिनेशन ने पेपर पूछा है, ताकि अगर आप 2025 की प्रिपरेशन कर रहे हो तो आपको एक आइडिया लेके क्या ईएसआई में कोई मेजर चेंज हुआ है या फिर एक सेटल पैटर्न है जो कि नाबार्ड फॉलो कर रहा है। और दोस्तों वीडियो को स्टार्ट करने से पहले एन इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग फॉर ऑल ऑफ यू, अगर आप अपनी प्रिपरेशन को और एनहांस करना चाहते हैं दोस्तों, तो आप हमारी फ्री मेंटरशिप कोर्स के साथ भी एनरोल कर सकते हैं, जहां पे आप देख सकते हैं कि किस तरह से हम आपकी हेल्प कर रहे हैं। ठीक है, इट्स नॉट अ फुल फ्लेज कोर्स, इट्स जस्ट अ फ्री मेंटरशिप, जहां पे हम आपको हमारे कंसेप्ट क्लासेस के बारे में कुछ कंसेप्ट क्लासेस प्रोवाइड करवा रहे हैं। ठीक है, आपको प्रीवियस पेपर्स प्रोवाइड करवा रहे हैं, आपको स्ट्रेटेजी के बारे में बता रहे हैं कि कैसे आप एक स्ट्रेटेजी फॉलो कर सकते हैं टू स्टार्ट योर एग्जामिनेशन प्रिपरेशन। इसके अलावा दोस्तों आप हमारे टेलीग्राम चैनल के साथ भी जुड़ सकते हैं। ठीक है, जहां पे डेली आपको अपडेट्स मिलती रहती हैं अबाउट योर एग्जामिनेशन, एज वेल एज इफ इंपॉर्टेंट थिंग हियर, तो आप हमारी गाइड बुक को भी डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं। ठीक है, द लिंक फॉर दैट इज गिवन इन द डिस्क्रिप्शन बिलो। ठीक है दोस्तों, तो चलिए अब स्टार्ट करते हैं वीडियो के साथ एंड लुक एट द ESI सॉल्व पेपर फॉर द ईयर 2023. Think here. So let's start with the question here. The first question that was asked in the examination was basically on consumer price index that can be related to your ESI starting here. The question was that the consumer price index is basically measures the overall change in consumer price index and services. So which of the following are uses of CPI for rural, urban and combined sector? It's used as macroeconomic indicator, absolutely right. Government of India and basically RBI issues the CPI for targeting stability, absolutely right. It's used as a deflator, it's not right here. So answer will be option number A. 1 and 2 will be the answer here. Let's look at the second question here. Second question is with regards to the schemes here, that is PM Kisan scheme. Which among the following statements are true here? A family is defined as a husband, wife, children of any age and parents or parents-in-law. So guys, this statement is wrong, because parents or parents-in-laws are not actually covered here. Then institutional landholders can avail the benefits. We know institutional landholders cannot avail the benefit here. So second is also wrong. In all the states, the benefits shall be paid to the farmers whose name is present in the land records. So we know this statement is also wrong. The reason being is because the exception is northeastern states and Jharkhand is the exception here. So that's why third statement is wrong. And fourth is saying an amount of rupees 6,000 per year is paid directly into the bank account of the beneficiaries by Government of India, and that is the answer here. Option number E, that is fourth, will be the right answer here. So guys, if I talk about this specific line, this has been asked by NABARD in various forms in the previous year paper also. Previous year they have asked a question that is
the amount 6,000 is given in 3 equal installments. Now they are asking question, it is being given directly to the account of the beneficiary here. So answer here will be option number E, that is 4 only. Let's look at the next question here. The next question is, as per the Right to Information Act, Central Public Information Officer or State Public Information Officer shall dispose of the case in a maximum of how many days? The answer for that is 30 days here. Next question is, guys, under the PM Vishwakarma Yojana, the beneficiaries will be given a toolkit incentive along with the initial collateral free enterprise development loan of up to a maximum of how much money, and which is repayable in how many months. So guys, if I talk about the thing here, this is a very important thing because PM Vishwakarma scheme was recently unveiled when this paper is going to take place here. देखो just कुछ महीने पहले आई है और बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट एग्जाम के लिए. तो क्वेश्चन पूछा गया काइंड ऑफ एन इजी क्वेश्चन हियर. सो आंसर विल बी दैट इज इनिशियली कितना होगा, आपको 1 लाख का लोन मिलेगा 18 मंथ्स के लिए इन द फर्स्ट ट्रांश. सेकंड ट्रांश में कितना था, 2 लाख, दैट इज टू बी रीपेड इन 30 months here. अगला आ जाता है जी नरेगा स्कीम, वन ऑफ द मोस्ट एक्सपेक्टेड स्कीम ऑफ द एग्जामिनेशन बिकॉज इट्स बीन क्लियरली डिफाइंड इन आवर सिलेबस. Expected question, under the Narega scheme, the beneficiaries have a right to get extra wage of dash percentage if the work is provided beyond a radius of how many kilometers. The answer will be 10%. Beyond 5 kilometers will be the answer here. Next is, guys, PM Shri School. It says again a question from scheme that the scheme which provides setting up of more than 14,500 PM Shri schools, which will be focusing amongst the schools managed by the central government, state government, UT governments, will be implemented. So question is from implementation year, that is from 22-23 to 26-27 here. Next is, what is the eligible group of beneficiaries under the Khadi Gram Udyog Vikas Yojana, that is 18 to 55 years will be the answer here. So Khadi Gram Udyog, again a thing that you can relate with the textile sector, is the favorite topic of NABARD here. Next is, guys, Mission Dash is an integrated women development program for safety, security and empowerment of women being implemented from 21-22 to 25-26. We know that is Mission Shakti here. Again a very prominent question, guys, because काफी ज्यादा काम हुआ था मिशन शक्ति के ऊपर, बहुत बार न्यूज में भी देखने को मिली थी. So they have asked a question on this thing now. Next question. Which among the following are the categories of the roads constructed under the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana here? Other district roads, village roads and major district roads here. So guys, answer here will be 1 and 2 here, because major district roads, national highways and state highways, they are not constructed under the Pradhan Mantri Gram Sadak Yojana. What is being done is they are being connected, not constructed. This is difference. Connected होते हैं, construct नहीं होते. So that's why answer will be option number A, 1 and 2 here. Next is, which of the following act as the last mile financial for entities to avail the finance assistance under the NSFDC's Ajivika Microfinance Yojana? That is a livelihood mission, livelihood microfinance scheme here. The answer will be NBFC's microfinance institutions is the answer here. Next is, guys, under Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin phase 2, up to 5% of the total funding programmatic components can be spent on which of the following items? देखिए जी, administrative charges, nothing about administrative charges given under Swachh Bharat Mission Gramin, तो यहाँ पे नहीं होता. Information, education and communication, absolutely right. Capacity building is there, and then is construction of community sanitary complexes. So here many students might get confused, but remember, guys, they said that one community sanitary complex should be constructed, but they are not saying this amount कि यार ये हमारे administrative expenses में से जो है, we will be utilizing this money here. So that's why the answer will be option number E. 2 and 3 will be the answer here. Next is, as per the economic survey, -% of India's population lives in rural area and 47% of the population is dependent on the sector for the livelihood. So answer is 65% in agriculture. Similar kind of question was asked previous year also. That was with respect to the allied sector. Now this year they have directly put to the question from the agriculture sector here. चलिए जी, अगला क्वेश्चन देखते हैं. In an address delivered in August 2023, that is Building Blocks for Sustainable Future, the RBI Governor mentioned the 6 thrust areas that can propel India towards the next 25 years? These are agriculture, manufacturing, services, dash, technology and startups here. The answer will be demography. Now guys, many students might got surprised looking at this question. कि यार RBI के question क्यों पूछ रहे हैं? Will they be asked in the examination? The answer here is, guys, the reason is because the reforms in banking sector is again a topic that is being mentioned in the NABARD syllabus. So that's why this is again important for the examination, and that's why they have asked the question from that specific dimension in the examination. Next is Global Biofuel Alliance, again a very prominent topic that we were expecting the question will be asked here. That is, Global Biofuel Alliance has launched during the G20 summit held in New Delhi, which will accelerate which of the following existing programs here. So it's a kind of an applicability based question here. It's not something factual, it's an applicability based question here. So G1 again related to petroleum, Satat, Gobardhan. PM Kusum is one which is an odd out here. That is because PM Kusum basically focuses on solarization, not on biofuels. So that is why the answer will be option number D. 1, 2 and 3 will be the answer here. Next is, guys, that the Central Statistical Organization is responsible for the compilation and publication of the IIP, Index of Industrial Production, since 1950. So which of the following sectors are included in the All India Index of the Industrial Production here? Hardcore static based question here. So the question answer will be 1, 3 and 4 because electricity is not one of the indicators calculated here. Next is gender indicators are quantitative metrics to provide informations to monitor the performances, measures achievement and determine the accountability. So which of the following are listed by the Ministry of Statistics and Program Implementation under the general relevant indicators? That is adolescent fertility, proportion of employees who are own account workers by sex, and proportion of households using clean cooking fuel. So answer here will be option number A. 1 and 2 will be the answer here. And guys, if I talk about this thing, the important is this is a kind of a difficult question because generally we are not getting that much into the reports of the ministerial websites. So that's why we will say this is a difficult question here. But yeah, obviously we can expect that thing also. There will be some question in the examination which will be on a difficult note also. And yes, there will be some questions which we have just discussed on an easier note also. Now, let's look at the next question. That is, livelihood business indicator is an entity which is set up for imparting skill development, incubating programs for promoting entrepreneurs and employment generation in the agro-rural sector with special focus on the rural and underserved areas. LBI is an important component of which of the following schemes? So the answer is, that is Aspire scheme will be the answer here. Next is, guys, that is again a very important portal that was unveiled just a month before the examination, that is Upgrade. That is Unified Portal for Agricultural Statistics, and we always say that Indian agriculture is again a very prominent topic which is being asked in the examination, because we might be feeling that this is a question, why they are asking us in ESI? Due to this specific thing here. So now if I talk about the question is which of the following are basically correctly slated as the key features of the UPAG, that is UPAG. So commodity profile reports, data analysis, data localization, data sanitization and granular production estimates. So guys, basically here data localization is not one of its key features. So that is why the answer will become 1, 2, 4 and 5 here. Let's look at the next question. Question number 19. G20 New Delhi Declaration focuses on which areas relating to gender equality, women empowerment and women-led development here? That is enhancing the economic and social empowerment, absolutely right. Bridging the gender digital divide, absolutely right. Increasing women participation in political leadership across the globe, not across the globe. It was across the G20 countries, not across the globe here. Driving the gender inclusive climate action and securing the women's food security, nutrition and well-being. So answer here will become 1, 2, 4 and 5 will be our answer here. Next is RBI has taken various initiatives to improve the financial resilience of Indian banking sector. Again, a question that you can see from the reforms in banking sector has been asked here. One of them is the categorization of dash for regulatory purposes with 4-tiered framework. So the answer was urban cooperative banks, because again guys, urban cooperative banks were seen in news. There were some updates on the urban cooperative banks also. So that is why, that might be reason they have asked this specific question in the examination. Next is, which of the following statement is true about the National Curricular Framework for School Education? That is, all board examinations must move towards becoming easier without compromising or assessing any genuine learning. In 10 years, the board examination should be prepared to offer certification through modular examinations. All students will be allowed to take the board examination at least 2 occasions during any school year with only the best score that will be retained here. To get a grade 12 certification, the student should pass the 2 examinations in languages here, and the answer is all of the above here. So guys, National Curricular Framework on School Education, very important update in the education sector that has taken place under National Education Policy. Very important thing, because this is again a kind of a structure has been changed, and reforms in education sector, again a topic being defined under economic and social issues, which says guys, if you look at the examination, they are sticking hardcore to the syllabus of the examination. If you are not good with the syllabus, then it will be a difficult task for you. But if you're good with the syllabus, you can see that these are the topics which needs to be read, and the questions we are seeing here are being expected here. Then is RBI Deputy Governor Michael Debabrata in September 2023 highlighted that financial sector in India is on the cusp of transformative change, leverage on technology and the trinity of, that is Jan Dhan, Aadhaar and mobile connection here. So trinity is the keyword here. Bank loans for dash up to an aggregate limit of rupees 100 crores per borrowers will be eligible to be classified as ancillary services of agriculture under priority sector lending. A very important topic of PSL has been asked here. So answer is food and agro processing industries. Then guys, the next question again on PSL was that bank loans to individuals for education purpose, including vocational courses up to a maximum of dash amount, will be eligible under the education category of PSL. So the answer is 20 lakh will be the answer here. Then is guys, Skills on Wheels initiative just being seen in the news in the month of October only. So Skills on Wheels initiative launched by Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship, Skill Development and Empowerment in collaboration with National Skill Development Corporation and Dash in September 2023 has been launched with a name to provide livelihood to rural households by empowering 60,000 youths so that the relevant skill trainings could be provided to the youth population over a period of how many years? That is, IndusInd Bank has signed an agreement for 5 years. Then is the Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare has approved the continuation of the ISAM, that is AMI sub-scheme ISAM, up to 31st of March which year, with a few changes applicable for the project which are sanctioned on or after 1st of April 2023. This is a very important question guys, because that has been directly picked from the NABARD circulars. So it was a scheme mentioned in the NABARD circular, so which says NABARD is not letting us go here. They are saying कि आप PIB पढ़ो, आप कुछ भी पढ़ो, but आपको NABARD website पढ़नी है. Directly picked from that circular, the answer is 31st of March 2026 here. Then is, as per the reports of technical groups on population projection by National Commission on Population, Ministry of Health and Family Welfare, out of the projected increase in the population of 31.1 crores in India, 50% of the growth is projected in 5 states. Which among the following is not among these 5 states? The answer is Andhra Pradesh. So Andhra Pradesh is not among these 5 states here. Then is, the target beneficiary of Jan Shikshan Sansthan scheme are non-literates, neo-literates, and person having a rudimentary level of education, that is 70%. School dropouts up to class 12, that is 20%, and graduates 10% in the age group of, that is 15 to 45 years will be the answer here. Next is, name the Pan-India electronic trading portal for transparent sales, transactions and price discovery, which is initially in regulated markets. It also addressed the challenges by creating a unified market. Unified market की बात करें तो हमें सीधा पता है इसका आंसर क्या होगा. नाम here because it's an electronic trading portal for transparent transactions, with regards to agriculture. And ENAM, again a scheme that was recently being seen in news. Very important guys, तो उस पे भी उन्होंने क्वेश्चन पूछा था, मतलब जो schemes नाबार्ड की फेवरेट हैं, they have asked the question here. Then the next question again on the NRLM scheme here, that is under the NRLM scheme, the households are identified with the minimum one deprivation criteria, which is as per the socio-economic caste census, along with households which are identified through the participatory identification of the poor, PIP. Which of the following verifies the list? The answer will be that is Gram Sabha actually verifies the list of participated identification poor here. Then is PMJDY. So PMJDY is the National Mission for Financial Inclusion to ensure the access to financial services. Which of the following benefits are incorrectly mentioned here? Interest is earned on the deposit, absolutely right. Accident insurance 2 लाख का मिलता है, absolutely right. 1 लाख से 2 लाख कर दिया गया था. One basic saving account is opened for unbanked person, very right here, because it is focusing on those people who do not have a bank account. No requirement for minimum balance, that is it is a zero balance account here. OD of 20,000, no. Overdraft of 10,000 given, so that's why here this answer is wrong here. Then guys, as per the provisions of National Food Security Act of 2013, the government has decided to provide food grains that is at a rate of free of cost for how many years, beginning from 1st of Jan 2023? That is 1 year will be the answer here. Now if I talk about the प्रधानमंत्री गरीब कल्याण अन्न योजना, वहां पे क्या हुआ था, वो स्कीम पहले बंद की गई, फिर उसी के अंडर उसी को रिवैम्प करके दिस वाज द पार्ट हियर, दैट इज एज पर द प्रोविजन ऑफ एनएफएसए, दैट स्कीम launched on 1st of Jan 2023 till 31st of December 2023, जहां पे बोला गया था that is the government has decided to provide food grains free of cost for a period of 1 year here. Now guys, let's look at the question number next here. Question number 33, the central government has approved the extension of Pradhan Mantri Ujjwala Yojana in September 2023. You can see last 3 months are very important. September, paper is in October, September, August, the questions are there. So this approval made provisions for additional how many connections? That is 75 lakh connections for the period of 3 years. Then guys, as per the guidelines of Stand Up India scheme, loan between rupees 3 lakh and dash will be provided to at least one scheduled caste or scheduled tribe borrowers. हमें पता है कहां से, तो 10 लाख से 1 करोड़ तक, ठीक है, for that is one woman borrower per bank for setting up a greenfield project here. Then is guys question number 35 here. Under the small loan scheme for individuals from National Backward Classes Finance and Development Corporation, the applicant's annual family should be up to, that is 3 lakh will be the answer here. Then is guys, which among the category of people can join the NPS all in the all citizen model scheme, which is about national pension system here. An Indian citizen, resident or NRI can join, overseas citizen of India can join. These are those people, persons of Indian origin and Hindu undivided family cannot join the national pension system here. So that is why the answer will be option number A, 1 and 2 here. Next is which of the followings have been merged and renamed as the Shreya scheme from financial year 21-22. Guys, if I talk about Shreya scheme, just 1 week before the examination, this scheme was seen in news in PIB. डायरेक्ट इतना ही इसमें दिया हुआ और इतना ही उन्होंने पूछा भी है कि कौन सी स्कीम इसका पार्ट नहीं है. सो बेसिकली नेशनल फेलोशिप स्कीम फॉर एससी इज समथिंग दैट्स डिफरेंट. रेस्ट ऑल द स्कीम्स आर पार्ट ऑफ द, दैट इज द sorry, it's post matric scholarship scheme for SC, which is not a part here. Rest all the schemes are basically part of the Shreyas scheme here. Next is Pradhan Mantri Jan Arogya Yojana provides coverage of maximum up to how much percentage per year per family? Very easy question, rupees 5 lakh. Again guys, when I talk about, you must remember the previous year question papers. You can see guys, these are the questions that have already been asked by NABARD. Similarly repeated repetitions हुई हैं. स्कीम बहुत बार पूछी है, PMJY 2021 में पूछा था, फेज 2 में क्वेश्चन. अब उन्होंने उसी चीज को थोड़ा सिंपलीफाई करके फेज 1 में पूछ लिया. So which tells us that the analysis of PYQs is very important for the examination guys. Which of the following is the biometric enabled digital services for pensioners of central governments, state governments or any other government agencies to provide anytime anywhere submission of digital life certificate? The answer is Jeevan Praman here. Let's look at the final question for the day. The final question is, which of the following is not an automatic compulsory inclusion under the Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Gramin. So guys, here if you look at this option clearly, the only thing is that is households without shelter, they will be part here. Scavengers, PVTGs and destitutes living on alms are part here. The point is households with any member earning more than 50,000 per month are actually not eligible under the Awas Yojana Gramin. प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर हमें किसी भी एग्जामिनेशन में सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट पिलर की तरह काम आते हैं, क्योंकि वहां से हमें तीन चीजों की क्लैरिटी मिलती है। नंबर वन, हमें पता चल जाता है कि हमारा एग्जामिनेशन जो है उसका ट्रेंड क्या है, क्या वो डिफिकल्ट साइड की तरफ बढ़ रहा है या क्या वो इन डेप्थ क्वेश्चन पूछने शुरू कर रहा है या फिर कुछ ऐसे टॉपिक्स है जिनको वो निगलेक्ट कर रहा है। दूसरा, हमें यह पता चल जाता है कौन से ऐसे नए टॉपिक्स हैं जिनको एक्सप्लोर किया जा रहा है, ताकि जब भी आप एग्जामिनेशन की प्रिपरेशन करो तो आपको पता हो कि इन टॉपिक्स को भी मुझे टच करना है, कि कहीं ना कहीं इन चीजों को एक्सप्लोर किया जा रहा है। और नंबर थ्री गाइस, ये हमें इस चीज में भी गाइड करता है कि अगर आप कोई भी टॉपिक पढ़ रहे हो तो उसको किस लेवल ऑफ डेप्थ तक पढ़ना है, क्योंकि अगर आप हर टॉपिक को इन डेप्थ पढ़ने लग जाओगे, हो सकता है उसकी जरूरत भी ना हो। तो वो पता कहां से चलेगा? वो पता चलेगा प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर से। और दोस्तों, प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चन पेपर के साथ साथ हमें अपनी प्रिपरेशन को बहुत स्ट्रीमलाइंड वे से चलाना चाहिए, क्योंकि अगर आपकी प्रिपरेशन स्ट्रक्चर्ड और स्ट्रीमलाइंड नहीं है तो माय डियर फ्रेंड्स, बहुत बच्चे ऐसे होंगे जो अपनी प्रिपरेशन को स्टार्ट ही नहीं कर। शुरू करते हैं आज की इस वीडियो, जहां पे मैं आपके साथ डिस्कस करूंगा 2024 का ईएसआई का फेज 1 का एग्जामिनेशन। देखिए, ईएसआई फेज 1 का इंपॉर्टेंट पिलर क्यों है? क्योंकि अगर मैं बात करूं, आपके नाबार्ड में एक मेरिट सेक्शन आता है जिसमें जीए, ईएसआई और एआरडी कंबाइंड करके 100 क्वेश्चंस हैं और इन्हीं से ही आपकी मेरिट निकलती है। अब अगर आप इन टोटल 100 क्वेश्चंस को देखोगे तो इन 100 क्वेश्चंस में से 40 क्वेश्चंस ईएसआई में से आते हैं, जिसका मतलब 40% पेपर ईएसआई है। और अगर आप ईएसआई का पेपर देख रहे हो ना पिछले 2-3 साल से, तो एक मॉडरेट लेवल का पेपर आ रहा है। अगर आपने सभी अपने एरियाज को कवर किया है तो आप काफी अच्छा स्कोर कर सकते हो ईएसआई सेक्शन में। देखते हैं दोस्तों, आज का एग्जामिनेशन के पिछले साल का पेपर जो था वो किस तरह से पूछा गया है। तो सॉल्व करते हैं हमारे आपके साथ आज का पेपर। So let's start with the first question. First question was on the scheme that is Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana. So the question was, Ministry of Skill Development and Entrepreneurship is implementing its flagship scheme Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana since the year 2015 for imparting skill development training. The duration of short-term training course under the Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana is for how many years? Sorry, for how many hours? चलिए, तो कितना आवर्स है जी? आंसर है यहां पे 300 to 500 आवर्स हियर। ठीक है, सो गाइस द थिंग हियर इज the answers are already given. I would be solving this question quickly with you. Objective here is to not solve the paper. Objective here is to understand what type of questions are being asked and from where the questions have been picked. Now coming here, the question has been asked from the key feature of Pradhan Mantri Kaushal Vikas Yojana, which is a flagship scheme in terms of imparting the skills. स्किल्स को कैसे यूटिलाइज करना है, उसके लिए आपकी कौशल विकास योजना सबसे इंपॉर्टेंट रोल प्ले करती है। और अगर मैं इस क्वेश्चन की बात करूं, बहुत ही इजी क्वेश्चन है, बिकॉज जब भी आप इस स्कीम को पढ़ोगे तो ये सबसे बेसिक पार्ट है जो हम कवर करते हैं। नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज ऑन MIDH स्कीम। रिसेंटली आई हैव टेकन अ सेशन ऑन दिस MIDH स्कीम, वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट स्कीम, ठीक है, ऑफ द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ एग्रीकल्चर, मिशन फॉर इंटीग्रेटेड डेवलपमेंट ऑफ हॉर्टिकल्चर। So there was a straightforward question. The question was that there are cold storages which are sanctioned by state and central under this specific scheme here. What is the eligible cold storage capacity for assistance under MIDH? That is 5,000 metric ton. And I have already explained this scheme to you guys in my government schemes classes also. So I would request you to watch the scheme in a detailed इन दी गवर्नमेंट स्कीम क्लासेस। कौशल विकास योजना भी कवर कर दी है और मैंने ये भी कर दिया, तो प्लीज आप इनको डिटेल में जाके एक बार जरूर देखिए हमारे चैनल पे। चलिए, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज विच फंड हैज बीन क्रिएटेड आउट फॉर कंट्रीब्यूशन मेड बाय बैंक्स ऑन अकाउंट्स ऑफ प्रायोरिटी सेक्टर लैंडिंग shortfall here. Now this is a very interesting question. Priority sector lending, regional rural banks is one of the most important topics on which recently the NABARD is focusing more. Now the thing is, why they are focusing more on these sort of topics? The answer is quite simple, because NABARD is the managing authority for the regional rural banks, as well as NABARD releases its annual report in which it always talks about the development funds. So this is a question being picked from the NABARD annual report, where it has been talked about the rural infrastructure development fund. The thing was, this is a clear-cut line. Exact line has been taken from NABARD annual report. It has said that the Rural Infrastructure Development Fund, which was instituted in 1996, objective here is to support public investment, ठीक है जी, given the shortfall of priority sector lending. And this comes us to know whenever we talk about agriculture reports, students always ask me, sir, कौन सी रिपोर्ट पढ़ूं? भाई आप कौन सी पढ़ो? नाबार्ड की annual report. Now this is must, I must say. This is must, and which edition? Always read the latest edition because the question from previous edition has already been asked. Okay, so the report that was released in 2024, the question has been asked. So if you are targeting the examination of 2025, I would advise guys, do not read the report of 2024, wait for the notification and then read the latest report. But that report is very, very important. Now, this is the thing that has been asked from union budget. So union budget previously was released in the फाइनल बजट वाज रिलीज इन द मंथ ऑफ जुलाई. सो गाइस, कभी भी यूनियन बजट रिलीज होता है, इस साल जैसे यूनियन बजट रिलीज हो चुका है, आई होप यू हैव गॉन थ्रू द यूनियन बजट. नहीं देखा है तो यू कैन वॉच अवर वीडियो ऑफ डिटेल्ड एनालिसिस ऑन यूनियन बजट एज वेल एज ऑन इकोनॉमिक सर्वे, because these two documents really play an important role in NABARD examination, and you will see every year or so there are questions being asked from the union budget and economic survey. Again, straightforward question है, transit oriented development plans has been announced for 14 large cities with population above dash. The answer for that is above 30 lakhs here. So this is the initiative that was announced during the government or during the union budget, but I would consider it as a moderate question. The reason being that is because in union budget there are lot of initiatives which are being discussed. They are little bit factual in nature. तो आपके पास क्या होना चाहिए, एक छोटा सा स्मॉल नोट बना लो, जो टॉपिक्स अनाउंस हुए हैं, make the list of a topic and make the list of the important announcements, be it the money that has been allocated or be it the target cities or the targeted approach on which it will be working. उसको आप अपने पास नोट डाउन करके रख लीजिए. ओके जी, चलिए. नाउ लेट्स लुक एट द नेक्स्ट इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन. प्रधानमंत्री फसल बीमा योजना, one of the most important scheme. Now you will see here the questions are being asked from the prominent schemes related to agriculture, skill development, related to the syllabus here. And the important part here is, guys, you will see that these schemes are consistently being seen in news. Now if you see here the question is, Union Minister of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare has launched the Sarthi portal in collaboration with which institute for the farming community under Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, which means it's a current oriented question. So obviously when you are reading a scheme, you must know the static part of the scheme, but obviously जो developments हो रही हैं, कोई ऐप लॉन्च हो रहा है, कोई माइलस्टोन लॉन्च हो रहा है, उसके ऊपर आपका फोकस हमेशा होना चाहिए. तो यहां पे कौन सी ऑर्गेनाइजेशन थी? इट वाज यूनाइटेड नेशंस डेवलपमेंट प्रोग्राम. And guys, recently even the Fasal Bima Yojana, I have taken a session with you because this is something all of you are demanding, specifically the NABARD students. तो यहाँ पे भी सेशन हो चुका है. तो देखिए, जो भी प्रोमिनेंट स्कीम्स यहाँ पे प्रीवियस पेपर में आई हैं, मैंने आपके साथ रिसेंटली पूरा स्टोरी लाइन फॉर्मेशन में वो पढ़ाई है आपको. तो आप प्लीज उन स्कीम्स को गो थ्रू करो, क्योंकि वो क्वेश्चन आए हैं तो ऐसा ना हो कि छोड़ दो, अब पढ़ना शुरू कर दो उन स्कीम्स को. नेक्स्ट इज, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग FSSAI इज लार्ज स्केल इनिशिएटिव फोकसिंग ऑन क्रिएटिंग safe, healthy and sustainable food environment with various institutions and workplaces including hospitals was seen in news. So the answer for that is Eat Rights India. Eat Rights India FSSAI का एक इनिशिएटिव है जिसका प्राइम ऑब्जेक्टिव ही ये है कि कैसे हम सेफ, हेल्दी और सस्टेनेबल एनवायरनमेंट क्रिएट कर सके फॉर द हेल्दी फूड हियर. एंड द टैगलाइन हियर इज सही भोजन बेहतर जीवन, फोकसिंग ऑन दी, if I talk about the regulation, collaboration and empowerment approaches to ensure that our food is good for both people as well as for the planet here. Next question is Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. Again, I would say the feature based question. So question is, which of the following is not a key feature of the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana? So here are the targets being given here, and when I talk about this specific scheme, this has some specific targets जिसपे काम किया गया था. अब यहाँ पे थर्ड स्टेटमेंट गलत है क्योंकि एनहांस एक्सपोर्ट्स रेवेन्यू to 3 lakh crore rupees was wrong here because these all are the targets to be achieved under the scheme that is till 2024-25 here. So you can see here aquaculture productivity has been enhanced to 5 tons per hectare. increasing fish production 22 million metric tons for 24-25, increasing contribution to fisheries sectors that is to 9%, and doubling fisheries exporters to 1 lakh crore by 2024-25 here. And reduction of post-harvest losses is the target to be done by 20-25%, from 20-25% to 10%, that is by 24-25. So that is why here this statement is wrong, because this is not a target under the Pradhan Mantri Matsya Sampada Yojana. Now you can see here guys slowly and slowly कि अगर आप ESI की तैयारी कर रहे हैं तो आपका स्कीम पे हाथ स्ट्रांग होना बहुत ज्यादा जरूरी है. अब तक हमने जितने भी क्वेश्चन देख रहे हैं आप देख रहे हो कि यहाँ पे स्कीम्स पे क्वेश्चन जो है काफी पूछे जा रहे हैं. अब आता है प्रधानमंत्री विरासत का संवर्धन पीएम विकास स्कीम. ऑब्जेक्टिव इज टू इंप्रूव लाइवलीहुड ऑफ द माइनॉरिटीज पर्टिकुलरली द आर्टिजन्स and using the components of skill development, education, women leadership and entrepreneurship. आपके आता है which of the following schemes were actually subsumed under the PM विकास scheme here, like सीखो और कमाओ, नई मंजिल, नई रोशनी, उस्तद. So what will be the answer here? Answer here will be that is option number C, 1, 2, 3 and 4. All these schemes are being subsumed under the PM Vikas scheme. Now PM Vikas scheme is a scheme of Ministry of Minority Affairs, and if you are preparing for NABARD examination guys, the schemes being released by Ministry of Minority Affairs and if they are seen in news, they are very very important. PM Janman scheme, ठीक है जी, PM Juga scheme, then PM Vikas scheme, नई मंजिल scheme. Every year they are asking questions from the schemes related to Ministry of Minority Affairs. तो इसका मतलब हमें अगर प्रेपरेशन करना है तो हमें किस किस सेक्टर में, यानी कि सब स्कीम्स क्या हैं, कंपोनेंट्स क्या हैं, यहां पे तो फोकस करना ही है. इसके साथ साथ हमें कुछ कुछ मिनिस्ट्रीज हैं, अगर उनकी स्कीम्स न्यूज में आती हैं तो हमें पता होना चाहिए कि यार इसको तो मुझे अच्छी तरह कवर करना ही है. तो यहां पे एक मिनिस्ट्री नोट कर लो, मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ माइनॉरिटी अफेयर्स. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन इज अ वेरी स्ट्रेट फॉरवर्ड क्वेश्चन. व्हाट इज द बजट आउटले फॉर रिवर गंगा अंडर योर नमामि गंगे प्रोग्राम, दैट इज फॉर अप्रैल 2021 to March 2026? The answer for that is 22,500 crore rupees. Clear cut factual question being asked here. Talking about Namami Gange program, it was started in the year 2023. The scheme was extended till 2026 and the financial outlay given was 22,500 crore rupees under the scheme here. Next question again from unit budget guys. It says according to the unit budget 24-25, venture capital fund of dash has to be set up for expanding the space economy by 5 times in the next 10 years. So what is the answer for that? The amount was, that is 1,000 crore rupees was basically given for the venture capital fund for the space initiatives here. Okay, and the objective here was to catalyze the growth in space sector, encouraging private investment and innovation so that they could position India as a significant player in global space economy here. Next question is the QCI, the Quality Council of India, has released a report by the name of Surajya Recognition and Ranking Framework. Okay, that was released in the month of August. Which of the following is not one of the 4 pillars under these initiatives? So which tells us guys, if there is a report being related to the syllabus, so it is about the Quality Council of India's Recognition and Ranking Framework. तो कहीं ना कहीं क्या करना चाहते हैं, गवर्नेंस की बात कर रहा है. Indian political system is a part of ESI. So that's why these sort of reports are very very important. और रिलीज भी एग्जाम से कुछ टाइम पहले हुई थी. तो लेटेस्ट रिपोर्ट, उसमें आपको अब क्या पता होना चाहिए जब भी आप रिपोर्ट्स पढ़ते हो. सो व्हाट यू कैन अंडरस्टैंड फ्रॉम हियर, यू शुड नो अबाउट द कंपोनेंट, टॉप कंट्री, बॉटम कंट्री एंड India specific information here. So answer is which of the following is not a pillar here, that is Samanvaya. Coordination was not a part here. These parts are Sushasan, Samriti, Swasthya and Shiksha is the basically 4 pillars of Quality Council of India. Surajya Recognition and Ranking Framework here. Next again on the very important scheme, I told you na PM Janjatiya Unnat Gram Abhiyan, PM Juga scheme, that was announced in the budget, scheme working under Ministry of Minority Affairs, again important. And guys, the same scheme, the question on the same scheme has been asked in the phase 2 examination also of the NABARD. So which tells us if you are preparing a scheme for phase 1, that is not a case like that. You have to prepare the scheme in such a comprehensive manner जहां पे आपकी फेज 1 के साथ साथ फेज 2 की प्रिपरेशन भी हो जाए। तो आप देखो क्वेश्चन क्या था, विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग आर द ऑब्जेक्टिव्स of the PM Yuga scheme announced in the budget. Saturation coverage for tribal families and tribal majority villages. Tribal family and aspirational districts will also be covered here. 75,000 villages are proposed and benefits will be provided to 5 crore tribal people here. So answer here is option number A, 1, 2 and 4. Reason being it was not 75,000, it was 63,000 villages are proposed under this specific scheme here. Which tells us guys union budget if you are going, इस साल देखो यूनियन बजट में क्या हुआ, एग्रीकल्चर के ऊपर आत्मनिर्भरता पल्सेस इनिशिएटिव स्टार्ट हुआ है, मखाना बोर्ड हमने बना दिया है, उसके बाद हमने बोला हम कॉटन के ऊपर काम करेंगे, है ना। तो जो जो चीजें एग्रीकल्चर के ऊपर हुई हैं या जो जो चीजें बजट में अनाउंस हुई हैं, आप सब उसको अच्छी तरह से समझ लो, बिकॉज अभी तो एग्जाम से कुछ टाइम पहले था तो याद भी था। अब अगर इस साल एग्जाम टारगेट कर रहे हो तो मैं बोलूंगा अभी से ही उसको पढ़ना स्टार्ट कर दो और नोट्स बना लो छोटे छोटे अपने पास, ताकि उन चीजों का फटाफट में रिवाइज कर सकें। चलिए जी, लेट्स फोकस ऑन माय नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन, क्वेश्चन नंबर 13 is which of the following statement is correct with regards to the modifications made by Union Cabinet to provide benefits of credit risk guarantee on affordable housing. So now guys, previous year Pradhan Mantri Awas Yojana Urban 2.0 was unveiled, okay, and the question has been asked from that specific scheme because the guidelines of the schemes were released just 2 to 3 months before the examination. So look at the question here. The question is Corpus Fund of Credit Guarantee Fund Trust has been increased from rupees 1,000 crore rupees to 3,000 crore rupees. Loans from banks, housing finance companies, primary lending institutions are covered under credit risk guarantee here. Affordable housing loans to economically weaker sections, low income groups segments are covered under the credit risk guarantee here, and management of the credit corpus group for credit risk guarantee fund trust has been transferred to Housing and Urban Development Corporation Limited from National Housing Bank here. So the question is which of the following statements given here are correct. This tells us that whenever you are going through a scheme, आपको स्कीम के स्ट्रक्चर फॉर्मेशन में हर एक बेसिक चेंजेस पता होना चाहिए, क्योंकि ये सारी की सारी स्टेटमेंट्स जो भी चेंजेस अनाउंस की गई थी स्कीम के ऊपर, उसी पे क्वेश्चन पूछा गया है. सो व्हाट विल बी द राइट आंसर हियर? Right answer was 1, 2 and 3 is the right answer here. Now I would say guys, let's stop a video here and tell me why the fourth statement is wrong, because you might have gone through the Awas Yojana Urban 2.0 पढ़ी होगी आपने, तो मुझे बताओ क्यों स्टेटमेंट गलत है फोर्थ वाला. यहां पे ट्रांसफर तो हुआ है, बट किसको ट्रांसफर हुआ है, दैट वी हैव टू एड्रेस हियर. सो if you look at this question, the reason why this question was wrong is because the management has been transferred to National Credit Guarantee Trust Company Limited. That is the thing, not the HUDCO here. It was transferred to National Credit Guarantee Company from the National Housing Bank. So that is why here the fourth statement was wrong here. Okay ji. So this is how guys, whenever you are approaching a scheme, I always say make it a storyline formation, because आपको सिर्फ फैक्चुअल इन्फॉर्मेशन या आपको अंडरस्टैंडिंगल पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से भी स्कीम समझनी है, ताकि आपको पता हो क्या क्या चेंजेस हुए हैं, तो आप इन क्वेश्चन को बेटर तरीके से डील कर सकते हो. चलिए जी, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन again from unit budget. So according to unit budget 24-25, a financial support for loan up to dash will be provided to 1 lakh students in the form of e-vouchers for interest subvention of 3% loan amount. It will be provided to youth for higher education in domestic institutions who have not benefited in the past from any central government scheme or policy. So what's the limit for that? The limit for that was 10 lakh rupees. That was announced during the union budget here. चलिए जी, नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन आता है. एज पर द इंफॉर्मेशन फ्रॉम डाटा डिसेमिनेशन पोर्टल ऑफ डायरेक्टरेट जनरल ऑफ कमर्शियल इंटेलिजेंस एंड स्टैटिस्टिक्स, the share of exports of MSMEs specified products in all India exports during 2023-24 was what percentage? You have to tell me in the terms of approximation value here. Now what you are learning from here, see, whenever the sessions are going on, your budget session, your monsoon session, your winter session is going on, every time the ministers used to share these data कि एमएसएमई ने इतना सेक्टर इतना हमारी अचीवमेंट की है, या फिर हम इस रैंक में आ रहे हैं इन टर्म्स ऑफ आई कुड से कोकोनट प्रोडक्शन, कॉफी प्रोडक्शन, एमएसएमई में इस रैंक पे आ रहे हैं. तो ये अगर जो स्पेसिफिक इंफॉर्मेशन है ना, दैट इन विच रैंक वी आर स्टैंडिंग, व्हाट इज अवर परफॉर्मेंस ओवरऑल इन टर्म्स ऑफ द होल ईयर, or in the past 5 years how we have performed. These sort of data should always be read on priority and should always be highlighted before the examination, because ये भी recent data था आपका, बजट सेशन चल रहा था एग्जाम से पहले, तो बजट सेशन में ये इंफॉर्मेशन दी गई थी. सो आंसर टू दैट वाज दैट इज 46% here. Now I would say again to all of you guys, please do not cram this data. I might know that there will be some students who will be saying, सर इसको याद करना नहीं, ये डाटा चेंज होने वाला है. देखो अब देखो एमएसएमई के ऊपर पूरा डाटा बताया गया है कि यार एमएसएमई कितना कंट्रीब्यूट कर रही है हमारी इंडिया के जीडीपी में, मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर में कितना कंट्रीब्यूट करती हैं, और एमएसएमई प्रोडक्ट्स का एक्सपोर्ट वैल्यू क्या है. यहीं से उन्होंने आपसे क्वेश्चन पूछ लिया आपके एग्जामिनेशन में. नेक्स्ट क्वेश्चन अगेन ऑन द स्कीम. नाउ यू कैन सी हियर अगेन ऑन द स्कीम ऑफ मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ ट्राइब माइनॉरिटी अफेयर्स. ठीक है जी, पीएम जनमन स्कीम, प्रधानमंत्री जनजातीय आदिवासी न्याय महाअभियान स्कीम has been launched to provide particularly vulnerable tribal group households and habitations with basic facilities. Which of the following is not one of the PVTGs of Andaman and Nicobar Islands included under the PM Janman scheme here? Now, it is a very, very important question. But you will see here now the question has been asked from really in depth. अब क्या आप सारे PVTGs याद करके बैठोगे? नहीं कर पाओगे. ऑब्वियसली यार आप नहीं कर पाओगे. अब मैं आपको ना यहाँ पे एक शॉर्टकट बताता हूं जो रिलेशन में काम आता है. Whenever these sort of question comes, we always say, now let's start reading all the PVTGs which are being covered under the PM Janman scheme. No. There was the news here, guys. The Shompen tribe of the Andaman and Nicobar. ठीक है? The Shompen tribe of Andaman and Nicobar voted for the first time. And it was covered under PVTG. So, when we were covering that specific news, we have read about the PVTGs covered under the Andaman and Nicobar. अब यहां पे वही चीज यहां पे भी हुई है कि जब आपने अंडमान एंड निकोबार के आपको ट्राइबल ग्रुप्स ही पता है, यू कैन सॉल्व दिस आंसर बिकॉज बिरहोर इज नॉट फ्रॉम अंडमान एंड निकोबार. ठीक है, द रिमेनिंग ट्राइबल ग्रुप्स आर फ्रॉम अंडमान एंड निकोबार. And this is a kind of an application based question, and obviously this is the new trend now you have to focus on. If you are targeting this as examination, आपको कहीं ना कहीं फोकस करना है कि भाई मुझे ना अब जो चीजें एप्लीकेबिलिटी हैं, जो मैंने पढ़ा हुआ है, उसको मैं कैसे एप्लीकेशन बेस में यूज करूं, वो आपको यहां से सीखना है. ठीक है जी, चलिए. So Birhor are basically from Jharkhand, and that's why I've said this is a difficult question, because if you are taking it from a perspective of a scheme, you cannot solve this question. So this is a question which is an application based question, and this can be solved only in the application based thing only. ठीक है जी, applicability पे ही हो सकता है. फिर आ जाता है जी, as per the Botanical Survey of India, 2,970 plant species featured in IUCN Red List, which of the following is not one of the category of IUCN Red List. Now what they have done is, again from the current part, they gone to IUCN Red List, and here they have asked you on the feature of IUCN Red List, because IUCN, if I talk about the risks that are being said, तो उनकी कुछ कैटेगरीज हैं. अब उन्होंने यहीं पे क्वेश्चन पूछा कि इनमें से कौन सी उसकी कैटेगरी नहीं है. तो रेयर इज नॉट वन ऑफ द कैटेगरी हियर गाइस. सो व्हेनेवर वी आर टॉकिंग अबाउट दिस सॉर्ट ऑफ न्यूज, इसीलिए मैं बोलता हूं कभी भी कोई टॉपिक करंट में न्यूज में आए, आपको उसका बैकग्राउंड पता होना जरूरी है. सो आंसर हियर इज रेयर, एंड दीस आर द कैटेगरीज दैट आई हैव शोन यू आर फ्रॉम द IUCN कैटेगरी. IUCN Red List categories here are extinct, extinct and wild, critically endangered, endangered, vulnerable, near threatened, least concern. So these are the categories here. And again, I would say you do not have to remember all the categories. Again, if you know the basics here, you can solve these questions. But the only thing is, आपको background में भी पढ़ना है. चलिए जी, 17 questions are done. Now let's move towards my question number 18th for the day. That is one question which NABARD has asked us ample amount of time. That's on fair and remuneration price. We all know that government always talks about minimum support price, and MSP and FRP are one of the important topics whenever you talk about the NABARD examination. Obviously they are related to agriculture, but the thing is guys, there's a topic of Indian agriculture given in ESI also. So that's why you will see some sort of questions being picked which you will see from agriculture current affairs are being asked in ESI current affairs also. So the question was, FRP किसके लिए दिया जाता है? FRP दिया जाता है sugar cane के लिए. And I would say this is an easy question, because if you are targeting NABARD examination, that thing तो you must know. Let's look at the next question here. Nothing is, which of the following is not one of the commodity boards under the Department of Commerce here? This is again something I am saying guys that could be picked from the NABARD annual report या फिर जो PIB की न्यूज आती है ना बोर्ड्स के ऊपर, वहां पे ऐसी इंफॉर्मेशन दी होती है. तो ये these are not that much easy questions, but this is a new sort of exploration you should do when you are preparing for this examination. कोई नाबार्ड के कोई बोर्ड्स के डिस्कस कर रहा है एग्रीकल्चर, या फिर कोई ऐसे इनिशिएटिव्स है जो कि एग्रीकल्चर या ईएसआई से रिलेट करते हैं, तो आपको उनके बारे में पता होना चाहिए. आई वुड से इट्स नॉट अ इजी क्वेश्चन, बट इफ यू हैव प्रिपेयर्ड इन अ थॉरोड मैनर तो आप इस चीज को कैटर कर सकते थे. सो आंसर हियर वाज रेजिन एंड गम बोर्ड. तो ये कहीं ना कहीं एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड क्वेश्चन भी हो सकता है. अगर आपने रेजिन एंड गम बोर्ड को वैसे ही पढ़ा हुआ और आपने पता हो किसके अंदर आता तो भी आप कर सकते हो. दिस इज अ क्वेश्चन अगेन बीइंग आस्क्ड फ्रॉम द करंट पर्सपेक्टिव ऑफ अग्निवीर स्कीम. सो लेट्स सी द क्वेश्चन हियर. As per the recent government decision, what percent of vacancies will be reserved for ex-agniveers in the recruitment to the posts of constables, riflemen in the Central Armed Police Forces and Assam Rifles? The answer was 10%. That is the current development related to this specific scheme here. Next है जी, NABARD has the unique distinction of being accredited as the national implementing entity or direct implementing entity of which of the following funds attributed to climate change. ये भी क्वेश्चन कहां से पूछा गया? डायरेक्ट NABARD annual report से. And this was an information given even in the press information bureau also just before the examination. So that's why I would say guys, so your understanding of current affairs you have to prepare in a very comprehensive manner. अब आपको ऐसे जगह लग रहा है बहुत ही सर मुश्किल सवाल है, और ऑब्वियसली अगर आपने नहीं पढ़ा हो तो मुश्किल भी होने वाला है. तो इसलिए मैं बोलता हूं कि आपकी प्रिपरेशन जो है वो बहुत कॉम्प्रीहेंसिवली होनी चाहिए. बिकॉज लुकिंग एट थिंग, NABARD एक्चुअली इज इम्प्लीमेंटेशन acting as an implementing entity for adaptation fund for United Nations framework for convention on climate change, Green Climate Fund and the National Adaptation Fund for Climate Change here. And obviously if you have read the report it will be a moderate question. अगर नहीं पढ़ा तो भाई ये बहुत मुश्किल क्वेश्चन आ रहा है. ये क्वेश्चन मैं बोलूंगा बहुत ही इजी क्वेश्चन था पीएम मित्रा स्कीम के ऊपर. के पीएम मित्रा स्कीम के अंदर देयर वर 7 states on which the PM Mitra parks are proposed to be set up. So which of the following is not one of the state? The answer was Rajasthan here, and these 7 states are Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Gujarat, Karnataka, Madhya Pradesh, Uttar Pradesh and Maharashtra. These are the 7 places, and Virudhunagar is the place where the first PM Mitra Park is going to be set up here. And if I talk about आपके एग्जामिनेशन सितंबर में था और अगस्त में ही आपकी ये स्कीम न्यूज में भी थी, आपके सेशंस में भी न्यूज में थी. चलो PIB session में. Let's look at this question guys. This is again something question that we can expect here because ethanol supply blending program was consistently seen in news before your examination. So the question was, ethanol blending program is an initiative by the government of India to increase the use of ethanol as a fuel in petrol. The EBP aims to achieve 20% blending by ethanol supply year, that is by the year 2025-2026 here. Okay ji, so that is the thing about ethanol blending program here. Again I would mark this question as easy because this is something we are consistently seeing in news and it's a straightforward question, nothing new was there. Then the government of India has taken several steps to attract investments in the renewable energy sector. One of the key decisions in this regard is to allow up to -% of foreign direct investments in the renewable energy sector under the automatic route, including solar energy products here. This is again the question. There was a news in Press Information Bureau regarding the India's efforts taking on renewable energy. The information was shared by Ministry of New and Renewable Energy, and there the exact information, the exact line has been shared. The answer was, that is 100% will be the answer here. Again guys here, but now you guys are able to understand is that बहुत comprehensively आपको पढ़ना पड़ेगा, और ये कोई ऐसा फैक्ट नहीं है कि मैं बोलूं हर बार चेंज हो जाता है. ये एक लॉन्ग टर्म फैक्ट है, काइंड ऑफ अ माइलस्टोन इज देयर on which you are seeing a question. So whenever you come across these sort of datas which are sort of a milestone here and a major changes are made here, so you should always have an idea on those things. This is one important learning you can take from here. Then is which policy have been retained at 6.7% by the Reserve Bank of India in August 2024? That is actually a question that has been taken from Monetary Policy Committee. एंड गाइज आरबीआई की टेंडेंसी सॉरी नाबार्ड की टेंडेंसी है कि मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी कमेटी पे वो काफी बार क्वेश्चन पूछ चुका है, प्रीवियस ईयर पेपर्स में पूछ चुका है पहले भी। तो अगर मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी कमेटी आती है तो उसको छोड़ मत दो, और वैसे भी अब आप फाइनेंस बिल्कुल मत छोड़ो, बिकॉज जनरल अवेयरनेस में फाइनेंस को बहुत ज्यादा डिटेल में पूछा है उन्होंने इस बार, and it can be a one of a thing also, but we should not take a risk on that thing. And I would say guys, you should start preparing the financial current affairs also now for NABARD. Do not go for that much app writing because but you must have an idea. छोड़ के मत जाना, ये लर्निंग है। और ये कहीं ना कहीं मॉनेटरी पॉलिसी कमेटी में क्वेश्चन आया था कि बैंक रेट और मार्जिन स्टैंडिंग फैसिलिटी रेट जो है वो 6.75% पे जो है वो कर दिया गया, और हमें पता है LAF लिक्विडिटी एडजस्टमेंट फैसिलिटी रेट भी अब जो है वहां पे कम किया गया। सो आंसर वाज ऑप्शन नंबर 3 and 5 वाज द राइट आंसर, बट दैट वाज अकॉर्डिंग टू द एग्जामिनेशन, जब एग्जाम डेट था। अब these sort of data obviously will keep on changing, so for that purpose always read the latest release data before the examination. Okay ji, now let's focus on next question, that's on public procurement policy for micro, small and the present mandates -% of annual procurement by the MSMEs by the central ministries or departments, with 4% from SC, ST, MSMEs and 3% from women entrepreneurs. So the answer was that is 25% is the right answer here. I would say this sort of questions are moderate based questions because this is all about the comprehensive understanding which you guys have to do for your examination. Now, this is the question that is based on general social justice or gender issues. Arrange the acts passed by the Parliament of India to prevent the discrimination against women across different economic sectors. That is Equal Remuneration Act, Minimum Wages Act, Payment of Wages Act, Maternity Benefit Act. And guys, for this question, I would say this is the most difficult question for you guys because एक्ट को याद करना बहुत मुश्किल बात है। पहली बात तो एक्ट याद करना और उसको chronological order में ठीक करना। In my opinion, if you see these sort of questions in the examination, and you will see these sort of examination where examiner is actually trying to basically test you, or it wants to see whether what's your mental presence at that point of time. अब आप इस क्वेश्चन पे आगे बहुत लोग टाइम वेस्ट करने वाले होंगे कि यार मैं देखता हूं मैटरनिटी बेनिफिट एक्ट 2016 था, पेमेंट वेजेस एक्ट ये था, आता है बहुत अच्छी बात है। जनरल केस में काफी बच्चों के क्वेश्चन नहीं आता होगा, तो इट्स बेटर टू लीव दो सॉर्ट ऑफ क्वेश्चंस। इसकी आप प्रिपरेशन भी नहीं कर पाओगे। अब ऐसा नहीं कि आप जितने एक्सपर्ट हो सबको आप क्रोनोलॉजिकल ऑर्डर में लिखने बैठ जाओ, नो, इट्स अ वन ऑफ अ क्वेश्चन। ऑब्वियसली इफ दे आर आस्किंग क्वेश्चंस, कहीं ना कहीं नाबार्ड पूछता है, नाबार्ड ने हमसे ये पूछा हुआ है जब वर्ल्ड कप इंडिया में हुआ था पिछले साल, ठीक है, दैट वाज इन 2023, सॉरी नॉट 24, 23 में वर्ल्ड कप हुआ था, तब भी उन्होंने पूछा था कि बताओ जी इंडिया ने इसमें से कौन सा वर्ल्ड कप होस्ट किया है, सोलली कौन सा होस्ट किया है। तो यार ये जो चीजें आएंगी ना आपके एग्जामिनेशन में, वो हमेशा आपको याद रखना है। यू कैन लर्न बिकॉज दैट यू कैन लर्न बिकॉज इट वाज आफ्टर मेनी इयर्स इंडिया सोलली वाज बेसिकली यू कैन से दैट द वर्ल्ड कप वाज होस्टेड बाय इंडिया। बट यहां पे क्या है कि ये बहुत डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन है, आपको क्रोनोलॉजिकल नहीं याद होंगे। तो आई वुड से दिस इज अ वेरी डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चन। ऑब्वियसली द आंसर फॉर दैट इज पेमेंट वेजेस एक्ट वाज द फर्स्ट, देन वी हैव इक्वल रेम्यूनरेशन एक्ट, देन वी हैव मिनिमम वेजेस, then we have minimum wages act, then we have maternity benefit, and last was the equal remuneration act here. So this is the actual chronological order for that, but I must say guys, this is something we cannot work on, so that's the most difficult question, and I would advise if these sort of question comes, छोड़ दो। अब देखो अगला क्वेश्चन कितना सही आया है। Diksha platform under the Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan is managed by which of the following entities? So you might have read many things about Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan, but this is a simple, I would not say simple, but the sub-component the question has been asked, Diksha portal is actually being managed by NCRT. Okay ji? Samagra Shiksha Abhiyan, one of the most important scheme of Ministry of Education. And guys, you will see education related initiatives, minority affairs, social justice regarding women. So NABARD basically plays with the government schemes on every angle. It's not that only one angle they are focusing on. एजुकेशन, हेल्थ। तो जो अगर आप नाबार्ड की तैयारी कर रहे हो तो आपको हर सेक्टर की स्कीम अच्छी तरह से पढ़नी है। चलिए अगला आता है, यूनियन कैबिनेट हैज अप्रूव्ड द सेटिंग अप ऑफ द national level multi-state cooperative societies. These cooperative societies are related to which of the following sectors? Certified seeds, organic farming, distribution of fertilizers, exports, palm oil production. And this is an application based question, my dear friends. This is something if I talk about here, obviously if you are good in static you can solve, but I would say this is a कंप्लीटली एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड क्वेश्चन हियर। अगर आप कोऑपरेटिव्स की बात करोगे तो आप सुन रहे हो क्या, इसकी कोऑपरेटिव इसकी कोऑपरेटिव है, तो ये एप्लीकेशन बेस्ड क्वेश्चन था, ठीक है जी। एंड द आंसर वाज 1, 2 and 4 was the answer here, because for palm oil production and for distribution of fertilizers there are no specific cooperatives जो है वहां पे नहीं है। तो देखिए there are the 3 national level multi state cooperatives are approved, that is on exports, organic produce and the seeds here, and that's again the information that has been taken from Press Information Bureau, because the multi state cooperatives were basically launched by the government of India, और वहीं से स्टेट उन्होंने आपसे ये क्वेश्चन यहाँ पे पूछा है। चलिए जी, अगला आता है प्रेजेंटली कॉपरेटिव्स कैरी आउट विच ऑफ द फॉलोइंग सेक्टर, कॉपरेटिव्स आर कैरिंग आउट एक्टिविटीज in which sectors in India? Again, it's an application based question here. Banking, fertilizers, handloom, dairy. So answer will be all, because cooperatives हर सेक्टर में, डेयरी की भी हैं, हैंडलूम की भी, फर्टिलाइजर्स की भी, और बैंकिंग कॉपरेटिव्स तो इंडिया में है ही। Next question, Mission Vatsalya. So Mission Vatsalya focuses on child protection, providing care, support and nurturing environment to vulnerable children through various environment welfare programs. Under the Mission Vatsalya, the support is not extended to which of the following under its non-institutional care component? It is adoption, foster care, aftercare, sponsorship या फिर guardianship. The answer is guardianship is the right answer here. And the non-institutional services under the Mission Vatsalya are basically provided for, you can see here my friends, sponsorship, foster care, adoption and aftercare, and the monthly grants are being provided under the Mission Vatsalya scheme here. Next question on the Pradhan Mantri Shram Yogi Mandhan, ठीक है जी। Again I would say this is a very easy question, quite straightforward question they have asked you. PMSYM provides pension for unorganized workers earning less than 15,000, ensuring post-retirement security. Which of the following is the eligible age group here? तो eligible age group कहाँ पे कितना है जी? That is 18 to 40 years. Here where we are assuring a pension of 3,000 rupees. Okay, चलिए। Next question is, Ministry of Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises conducts skilling and upskilling program for youth through various schemes and organizations. Which of the following is not one of the schemes? So question actually they are asking is, which of the following is not a scheme of Ministry of Micro, Small and Enterprises? And you can see here, Rural Self-Employment Training Institution, if I talk about, is a part of the NRLM scheme, which is working under Ministry of Rural Development here. And from that part you can get the answer, because Rural Self-Employment Training Institute जो है वो self employment rural areas की बात करता है, और वो Ministry of Skill Development का पार्ट है, Ministry of MSME के अंडर डायरेक्टली नहीं है. So that is why here the answer can be taken here. And again I would say here your comprehensive knowledge is required here, because अगर आपने NRLM नहीं पढ़ा होगा, आपने वहां पे उसको इन डेप्थ में नहीं पढ़ा है, तो ये चीज आपको नहीं पता और आप इसके आंसर में हमेशा कंफ्यूज होते रहोगे. सो दैट इज द थिंग हियर. Comprehensive understanding of a scheme is very, very important, and applicability of that is the most important thing. Which of the following is the implementing agency for the sub scheme of RAM, MSc Green Investment and Financing for Transformation scheme here? That is MSME gift scheme, and that is the next is MSc scheme for promotion and investment in circular economy, that is MSc SPICE scheme here. And the answer for that was, that is SIDBI here. तो जब आप RAM scheme पढ़ते हो, आप पढ़ते हो ये दो सब स्कीम है जिसको SIDBI कंट्रोल कर रहा है. Next is, guys, according to the Union Budget 24-25, which of the following state is not included under the Purvodaya, a comprehensive plan for all-round development of the eastern region here? West Bengal, Chhattisgarh, Bihar, Jharkhand, Andhra Pradesh. The answer for that is Chhattisgarh was not the part of the Purvodaya plan here. Next है जी, एक पेड़ मां के नाम initiative was launched on the occasion of World Environment Day, which is celebrated on which day? Now you can see here, it's a common GA question, daily news question, जो कि हम GA में पढ़ते हैं, वहां से इन्होंने क्वेश्चन निकाला हमें ESI में. क्यों? क्योंकि सस्टेनेबल डेवलपमेंट एंड एनवायरमेंटल इश्यूज हमारा टॉपिक है, तो शायद हो सकता है वहां से बना के उन्होंने क्वेश्चन निकाल दिया. आंसर वाज, दैट इज ऑन 5th of June योर वर्ल्ड एनवायरमेंट डे इज सेलिब्रेटेड. So this is how you can tackle this specific question here. Now, guys, next question is question number 37. As per the Niti Aayog Sampurnata Abhiyan, identify the scheme of Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare related to which one knowledge performance indicator in aspirational district program as well as the aspirational block program here. Is it National Bamboo Mission, Mission for Integrated Development of Horticulture, Soil Health Card, per drop more crop या फिर परंपरागत कृषि विकास योजना? Again, it is an application based question here. And secondly, whenever you talk about this संपूर्णता अभियान, तो वहां पे सबसे ज्यादा बात होती है इसकी सॉइल हेल्थ कार्ड कंपोनेंट की, बिकॉज ये इट्स अ पार्ट ऑफ की परफॉर्मेंस इंडिकेटर फॉर एस्पिरेशनल डिस्ट्रिक्ट प्रोग्राम एज वेल एज फॉर एस्पिरेशनल ब्लॉक प्रोग्राम हियर। ओके जी, सो दैट्स अगेन द न्यूज दैट वाज देयर इन पीआईबी से ही इन्होंने क्वेश्चन उठाया था। तो इसका मतलब समझ सकते हो कि ईएसआई अगर आप तैयारी कर रहे हो तो आपका पीआईबी के बिना तो नहीं होने वाला है, पीआईबी तो बहुत अच्छी तरह करने वाला है। नेक्स्ट इज डैश इज एन ऑनलाइन पोर्टल दैट वाज लॉन्च्ड बाय मिनिस्ट्री ऑफ लेबर एंड एम्प्लॉयमेंट to ensure effective enforcement of the provisions for the Child Adolescent Labor Prohibition and Regulation Act 1986, and the answer for that was Pencil Portal. Pencil Portal, one of the important portal launched by Ministry of Labor with an objective so that we could curb the child labor, or we could work on the provisions of Child Adolescent and Labor Prohibition Act of 1986. Next question, question number 39. एंड दिस इज समथिंग गाइस आई वुड से कि अगर आप आरबीआई की तैयारी कर रहे हैं, अगर आप नाबार्ड की तैयारी कर रहे हो, तो जो भी इंपॉर्टेंट इन्फॉर्मेशन बैंकिंग सेक्टर के रिगार्डिंग आती है तो वो हमें पता होना चाहिए। एज पर दी आरबीआई गाइडलाइंस, बल्क डिपॉजिट इन केस ऑफ रीजनल रूरल बैंक्स मींस अ सिंगल रुपी टर्म डिपॉजिट ऑफ डैश एंड अबव। अब ये क्यों इंपॉर्टेंट है? क्योंकि ये गाइडलाइन आई थी आरआरबी में, और आरआरबी कौन रेगुलेट कर रहा है? नाबार्ड कर रहा है। किसके एग्जाम की हम तैयारी कर रहे हैं? नाबार्ड की कर रहे हैं। विच मीन्स एनी चेंज विच इज फोकसिंग टुवर्ड्स द कोऑपरेटिव बैंक्स, रीजनल रूरल बैंक्स, they are very very important. So the answer for that was, that is 3 crore rupees is the answer here. That's the bulk deposits have been raised in case of regional rural banks here. Now coming to the final question for the day, guys, that was being asked in the previous year paper. Which of the following is the first community institution created by NABARD for achieving inclusive development in India? Farmers Produce Organization, Vikas Volunteer Vahini, Off Farm Producer Organization, Self Help Groups, या फिर Joint Liability Groups? The answer for that was Vikas Volunteer Vahini. ठीक है, which is the first community institution created by NABARD, and the source can be, again you can think about NABARD annual report. So guys, this was about your paper of economic and social issues. So what is the major learnings for all of you if you are targeting the examination of 2025? Number 1, आपको schemes ऐसा नहीं है कि सिर्फ लिमिटेड मिनिस्ट्रीज पढ़ के जाओ। एग्रीकल्चर यू हैव सीन, एजुकेशन यू हैव सीन, माइनॉरिटी अफेयर्स यू हैव सीन, social justice skill. The questions are being asked from all prominent ministries, which means all ministries whose schemes are seen in news are important for the examination. Second thing, with regards to ESI current affairs, if there is a sort of a milestone, if there is a sort of, I could say, achievement being done by any specific sector and that has been briefed about by the minister, that sort of data is very very important. That we have seen in case of the FDI in the renewable energy sector. We have seen that case in the terms of information talked about MSME, so that is important here. Then we proceed further on. If I talk about here, third will be that now you have to be very I could say prepare in a very in a manner that you can apply your knowledge also. For example, particularly vulnerable tribal group, your applicability was required here. Then in case of cooperatives, it's just the applicability based question that is there, because इसका कोई static question answer नहीं होगा यार। अर्बन cooperative banks, cooperatives किस किस में काम करते हैं आप सारे नहीं पढ़ पाओगे। Then there are some sort of questions which you have to see that every year if they are asking these sort of questions, that is something out of my forte. For example, there was a question on arrange the acts in a sequence order. This is something guys you have to leave. You should not now be focusing more on these sort of questions कि मुझे तो हर एक्ट याद करना है, छोड़ दो, एक क्वेश्चन आए छोड़ दो, उससे बाकी क्वेश्चन खराब मत करो। तो ये बेसिक लर्निंग्स लेके आप अपने एग्जाम की।
So guys, I hope now you have watched the economic and social issues paper, ठीक है, for 2023 and 2024 and have noted down the points कि क्या क्या चीजों पे क्वेश्चन आया है, किस तरह क्वेश्चन आया है, किस डायमेंशन पे आया है, किस चीज पे ज्यादा फोकस किया जा रहा है, सो दैट नाउ व्हेन यू आर टारगेटिंग 2025 एग्जामिनेशन यू आर रेडी फॉर दैट। आपको पता है कि किस तरह की चीजों को करना है और आप एक स्ट्रक्चर्ड वे में प्रिपरेशन अपनी कर सकते हैं। ठीक है दोस्तों, अगेन बिफोर आई रैप अप द सेशन, अगेन गाइस अनाउंसमेंट फॉर यू गाइस, अगर आप इस साल के एग्जाम को टारगेट कर रहे हैं तो यू गाइस कैन गो विद अवर फेज 1 प्लस फेज 2 लाइव क्रैश कोर्स। ठीक है जी, जहां पे जैसे मैंने आपको बोला, आपको करंट अफेयर्स के जितनी भी चीजें हैं, ठीक है, चाहे वो जनरल अफेयर्स है, रिपोर्ट्स हैं, स्कीम्स हैं, एग्रीकल्चर करंट अफेयर्स हैं, तो कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव वे में दोस्तों आपके साथ आपको मटेरियल दिया जाएगा, प्लस आपको यहाँ पे लाइव क्लासेस जो है यहाँ पे प्रोवाइड की जाएंगी। ठीक है, फैकल्टीज विल बी इंटरेक्टिंग विद यू, दे विल बी सॉल्विंग द डॉक्यूमेंट विद यू, सो दैट जो एक डॉक्यूमेंट होता है कैसे कवर होगा, दैट कैन बी टैकल्ड। ठीक है, प्लस यहाँ पे आपको सॉल्व पीवाईक्यूज मिलेंगे। ठीक है, चैप्टर वाइज टेस्ट मिलेंगे, करंट अफेयर्स के आपको कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव मैगजीन्स मिलेंगी, प्रैक्टिस टेस्ट मिलेंगे, प्लस फुल लेंथ टेस्ट मिलेंगे। और अगर आपको लग रहा है आप प्रिपरेशन अपने आप पे, यू आर प्रिपेयरिंग ऑन योर ओन एंड यू रिक्वायर्ड अ प्रैक्टिस कि क्या मैं अपने आप को एनालाइज करना चाहता हूं, तो उसके लिए यू गाइस कैन गो विद द फेज 1 प्लस फेज 2 टेस्ट सीरीज, जहां पे सॉल्व पीवाईक्यूज, चैप्टर वाइज टेस्ट, सेक्शनल टेस्ट और फुल लेंथ टेस्ट आपको यहाँ पे प्रोवाइड किए जाएंगे। एंड if somehow you are targeting, let's say you're targeting 2026 examination, या फिर आपको लग रहा है कि नहीं मुझे तो सर बिल्कुल ही बेसिक से जाना है, तो you guys can also give with our गोल्ड कोर्स, जहां बिल्कुल बेसिक से आप जा सकते हैं। समरी शीट्स मिलेंगे, कंसेप्ट नोट्स, कंसेप्ट क्लासेस, लाइव क्लासेस, इंटरव्यू सेशंस, आपको यहाँ पे प्रिपरेशन दी जाएगी। और अगर आपको लग रहा है मेरे को फेज 2 की तैयारी करनी है, मेरा नॉन मेरिट तैयार है, मुझे मेरिट सेक्शन प्रिपेयर करना है, बट आई शुड बी रेडी फॉर फेज 2। ठीक है, आपको अभी से ही फेज 2 के लिए भी आपको लग रहा है कॉम्प्रिहेंसिव वे में यू वांट टू do, so you guys can also go with the phase 1 plus phase 2 live phase 1 plus phase 2 silver course, where you will be getting live classes, concept notes, summary sheets, mock tests and interview sessions will be conducted for you guys. Okay, so you guys can take the benefit of these courses by just going to the website of EduTap. I just show you here also guys क्या कैसे हो सकता है। आप हमारी वेबसाइट पे जाएंगे, क्लिक ऑन द कोर्सेज, क्लिक ऑन नाबार्ड ग्रेड ए कोर्सेज। ठीक है, अब यहाँ पे if you see the courses, so these are the courses, your test series is here. ठीक है जी, when I am in this video you're getting flat 75% off here, and on our live crash course you are getting again flat 72% off. ठीक है जी, and silver course flat 75, gold course also you are getting flat 75 here. So guys, these discounts keep on changing, so for availing the discounts, for getting to know about these things, just visit the website, that is www.edutap.in, और वहां पर जाके आपको कोर्सेज पे जाके नाबार्ड कोर्सेज पे क्लिक करना है, where you can take the advantage of this courses. Okay, so this is all about this video guys. I hope you got an analysis that what you have to do. It will really help in structuring your preparation, and at any point of time you feel that you are somehow lost या आपको कोई help चाहिए, so we are always there for you. Just drop us an email, that is that hello@edutap.co.in. ठीक है जी, या फिर आप हमें कॉल कर सकते हो ऑन द नंबर 81462 07241. चलो गाइस, ऑल द बेस्ट फॉर द एग्जामिनेशन।